Quickly, before I get into the main subject of this video, I want to just let everyone know that there is currently a wind warning in effect where I live. So if you hear any wind outside, I apologize for that. I'm trying to get this recorded as soon as I can, but I want the quality to be good too. But I do apologize if you do hear any wind outside. It was pretty bad a few minutes ago, so hopefully things aren't too terrible. Hey guys, Vizzello here. So I wouldn't consider myself too much of a major fan of Call of Duty games. That doesn't mean that I hate the series, it doesn't mean that I don't know much about it. The only Call of Duty game I've ever owned is Black Ops 2, and I will admit that game was very good, and I would consider it to be one of the better Call of Duty games from what I've seen. However, games after that, although I did start to become a fan of the series after that, the Call of Duty games after that didn't really interest me that much. They seemed kind of similar to Black Ops 2, and I was pretty content sticking with the game. And I haven't played the game in a while simply just because I got it on the 360, and at this point, my 360 is sort of completely gone. Well, it's not gone, but I've just basically moved on from the 360 at this point, and I just have not been playing a Call of Duty game ever since. However, Black Ops 4 has piqued my interest because of its very different elements. So there's not a campaign, which I will admit I never really played the campaign. However, there is now a battle royale mode, and that battle royale mode really enticed me to look at the game. And I thought today I'd be making a video on why I would like to pick up the game. However, I didn't want this to be a video about me talking about why I like the game. I wanted it to be a video about why I like the game to show up on the Nintendo Switch. Despite the odds, despite the chances, despite everything we've heard, I wanted to talk about why I'd like to see it on there. That doesn't mean that we are going to see it. In fact, I would place money against the fact that we're going to see Black Ops 4 on the Switch. But still, I wanted to talk about it and talk about why I want it on Nintendo's new portable and home console hybrid system. Of course, though, this is my opinion, and if you have your own opinion, make sure to leave in the comments. But without further ado, let's get into this. So, there's three major points that I have that I want to talk about. The first one is extremely obvious, and that is, of course, the Switch is portable, for the most part. It's not as portable as something like a DS or a 3DS, but then again, this runs more games than the 3DS ever could. And this is a console that can handle running a game like Black Ops 4. If it can handle Breath of the Wild, if it can handle Super Mario Odyssey, it can handle Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I think it can do it, and even in portable mode, I think it will be possible. But still, I do think that the feature with any Nintendo Switch game of being able to take a game that's you're playing like a normal home console and then pick it up and then just literally go anywhere with it is a feature that applies to everything, and it makes every game that comes to Switch so much better than if it was just on, say, another console. And Black Ops 4 can have the same effects. Now, of course, you do have to keep in mind that this is a multiplayer game. This is an online game. So, what that means is that you're going to have to be tethered to an internet connection in order to do that. But being honest, I think that the trade-off is worth it, considering that although you will need to be tethered to an internet connection, you will be able to play Black Ops 4 and Blackout wherever you are, again, albeit with an internet connection. So, in a restaurant, in Starbucks, downstairs, in your bed, just somewhere where you don't have a TV hooked up, you'll still be able to play Black Ops 4, and that's something that I feel like is a huge benefit to getting it on the Switch, which is something that it's basically the main reason as to why I want the game on the Switch, but there's still other reasons that I feel like I should talk about. The second reason is that the Nintendo Switch just handles capturing media in such a way that I feel like could benefit Black Ops 4. Now, of course, on Xbox One and PlayStation 4, you can stream directly to Twitch. However, I really find just how easy it is to just take a screenshot, or record a 30-second clip or 15-second clip, whatever. I just find it extremely easy on the Switch, which is something that I feel like could benefit from it. So, for example, if I was playing Black Ops 4 and say whatever I wanted to record something, it would be a lot easier, in my opinion, on the Switch because the button's right there and it'll save while you're still playing, and from there you'll be able to upload it to Twitter or Facebook, and you can use that to really quickly just capture clips. And if you want to just post something on Twitter, it is the most convenient way of posting anything to Twitter or Facebook, in my opinion, from a console. And I feel like that's something that every game can benefit from too. But I feel like with especially multiplayer games and online games like Black Ops 4, it's gonna be more important simply just because of the nature of the game. And I feel like that's something that could benefit it. Of course, that is my opinion, and that's completely subjective. But I just really like the way that the Nintendo Switch handles that. Now, the second thing I want to talk about in this point is controllers. So, I'm not going to be talking too much about the Pro Controller, but the Joy-Cons, I really like how they feel for shooters. Now, they're not ideal all the time, but I feel like if they're well optimized, they can be just perfect for shooters. And I think that ZL-ZR, while not amazing, can work very well for Splatoon. And although Splatoon has to be optimized for Joy-Cons, I still think that Activision and Treyarch could make the controllers work in a way that it would feel extremely smooth, and that's something that I would be looking forward to if the game came to the Switch. Plus the control styles, like you can literally just lounge and just sit back and just play Black Ops 4 without even having to have your hands together, which of course that's something that people may not like. At first I didn't really like it either, but I feel like it can be comfortable, especially for shooters too. And I feel like the controller could be well done in Black Ops 4. However, the controller could also fail miserably, but I think that if Treyarch were to work hard enough on making the Joy-Cons just right when playing Black Ops 4, it could really benefit it, because the controller is like the way you interact with the game. That's literally the most important part. Well, one of the most important parts to actually playing the game is that you need something to interact with. And if they optimize the Joy-Cons properly, this could be one of the best ways of playing this game, just because, in my opinion, of how the controller feels. Again, Pro Controller is the same thing, except a Pro Controller would just be probably easier, more experienced. It would be a lot easier to probably map buttons, because it's a more traditional and just basic layout compared to something like Joy-Cons. The final point I have as to why I like this game to come to the Switch, which this is something that depends on, it's really just person to person, but in my opinion, I find this to be a very important reason, is that I know quite a few people, and I'm sure that you probably know quite a few people too if you own a Switch, who only own a Switch. They don't own a PC, they don't own a console, an Xbox One, or a PS4. The only console, or the only thing that they have to actually play a game like Black Ops 4 is a Nintendo Switch. And that really, it really sucks that I can't play with them, because if they were to, these could be like potential like Call of Duty enthusiasts, or maybe they already are fans of the series, but not having it on the Switch just completely shuts it off for them. Like, they literally do not have the option to play the game now, which I find it very disappointing, because for them, I don't know if they feel like they're missing out, but for people who actually have an Xbox One, a PS4, or a PC, you don't usually feel that. And I really, really would appreciate it if the game came to the Switch, because then those people who only have a Switch would be able to play it. Now, that could be applied in a lot of ways. I'm sure someone in the comments are going to say, like, oh, well, with that logic, you might as well put the game on mobile. That's not what I'm trying to get at. What I'm trying to get at is that I have friends who only have a Switch, and I'd like to play with them. I really would. And I feel like, although cross-compat probably isn't happening considering Call of Duty's history, I still think that porting it to the Switch would just completely, it would reinvent like Nintendo in the Nintendo Switch, really, in my opinion, because not reinvent like the hardware or anything, but like how software is perceived, because now a major, very major AAA title is now on the console that before was only on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. And that could be something that could bring over a lot of new people. But at the end of the day, the point I'm trying to get at is that I'd like to play with those people, whether it be cross-compatibility or just putting it on the Switch. And I really, really wish that this game was coming to the Switch. So, those were all my 3 points of why I'd like to see this game come to the Nintendo Switch. However, is it coming to the Switch? Well, this should be pretty obvious. It's not. I'm sorry if you were expecting it, but the game is not coming to the Switch. I can definitively say that, just because the game came out today as I'm recording this, October 12, 2018, and we've heard nothing, just radio silence for a Switch version, which is admittedly disappointing, and I really wish that the game was on the Switch. But in general, post-launch ports of a Call of Duty game is not very likely, so I really don't think that we're going to see Black Ops 4 on the Nintendo Switch, which, like I said, I find that kind of disappointing. But still, this is one of the best shooters I have seen in a long time, and I do think that this is a game that I'm going to be interested in. So, over on my Twitch, if you check out the description, I may be streaming more over there. I might be streaming Black Ops 4, and if you want, you can check that out. That was more of just a shameless plug to my Twitch. However, I just wanted to put that in case you did want to see more of my opinions on Black Ops 4, and I might be streaming it live. But as of right now, I am sort of disappointed it's not on the Switch, but to be honest, that's kind of expected. If you really expected it to come to Switch, then I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But as always, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to share it on social media. That would be greatly appreciated. Of course, it is totally up to you. And as always, see you.